with a few opening words from the chair of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, Jørgen Vatne. Then a couple of words from the Nobel Peace Prize laureates for 2025, and then we will open up for questions. And I will be moderating this event, and we aim to end up by quarter past 1 at the latest. Please, Jørgen.
Thank you. Being here and talking about these issues has such a gravity that I cannot sit. I have to stand up for this, if you may. Because we gather here today to defend something far more important than either side of political or ideological divide. We gather to defend democracy itself, the very foundation lasting peace rests upon. Democracy is what allows nations to handle conflicts without violence. It turns fear into participation and power into responsibility. And this is what this is all about. Democracy, not dictatorship. Peace, not oppression. Few places show this contrast more clearly than Venezuela. There, the opposition united around a simple, essential demand: free elections and representative government. This shared commitment, despite political differences, is the very heart of democracy. But today, Venezuela faces the opposite. The country has entered one of the most repressive periods in years. The goal is no longer to fill prisons, but to silence those who can mobilize others. Torture, isolation, and inhumane conditions persist across detention centers. Families disappear into the machinery of repression. Fear is their tomb of governance. This is what happens when democracy collapses. Freedom gives way to fear, and peaceful politics gives way to violence. It should not be necessary to state the obvious. Democracy is the path to peace. Dictatorship is the path to war and suffering. And yet, in the middle of this repression, stands or sits a woman who refuses to be silenced. For the past 15 months, Maria Corina Machados has lived in hiding. You've moved quietly here, cautiously, knowing that every step carried danger. You've lived with threats that would break people. The regime has declared its intention to erase your voice and even your life. Still, despite this, despite every warning, every danger, every reason to stay away, you are here. And today, as we look at you, we are reminded of something profoundly human. That courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else matters more. That is why we, in the Norwegian Nobel Committee, wrote in October, as the leader of the democracy movement in Venezuela, Maria Corina Machados is one of the most extraordinary examples of civilian courage in recent Latin American history. The citations and speeches cannot grasp and capture what it means to see you being here in this room, in safety and dignity. So just let me end with this. From all of us, we are so grateful that you are here. More grateful than any word can express. Grateful that the threats did not stop you. Grateful that fear did not silence you. grateful that despite every risk to your life, you choose to come. Your presence here is a reminder that hope, courage, and love for your country, love for your family, can outlast repression. Thank you so much for being here.
I will start by thanking you all, every one of you who's here today. I've met these last hours with songs that have come so far away as Saudi Arabia, Japan, Chile, Canada, people from all over our country, and we're proud to say so. I'm so glad to be able to see you and meet you again at Mundo en Mercedes. We're so proud of you. And so looking forward for what we're going to do together very soon for our country. Seeing friends, colleagues that I have not seen in the last 8 or 10 years, but that have stand firm all around the world, closer every day to Venezuela. Nor distance or time have broken that profound link to your country. And everybody says they want to come back. Everybody that I've met in the streets of Oslo say they are preparing their bags to come back home, to build a nation that will be so proud, and that we will always tell our children what this generation has done. I am so grateful, and I have to say it here, to the people that made it possible, men and women, that I could have arrived here today. To all of you, my friends, Venezuelans, know, because I've said this before, that every single day of my life I ask myself what are most useful to our cause. And when I make that decision consciously, that's where I have been. That's why I have stayed until recently in our country. This day, I had to be here. And it wasn't easy. Sometimes it looked impossible. But so many times we've been told what we wanted to do was impossible. And we have done it. So being here today is a proof of what the Venezuelan people will and courage and love is capable of achieving. And I arrived a little late, but I'm here, and I think that God has its ways, because my words couldn't have been better expressed by someone of a generation that has not known democracy or lived in freedom, but they have learned from their fathers, mothers, and grandparents what it requires. And these hard children are willing to give their life for something they have never known. So that's why I'm convinced we have the best generation of Venezuelans ever, ready to finish our job. Not only to liberate our country, but to build a nation with strong pillars, ethical pillars, that will represent the new democratic institution for centuries to come. That's the magnitude of the responsibility we have. And now, if you allow me, I want to say a few words in Spanish. Porque quiero hablarle a todos los venezolanos que están aquí y que están en Venezuela. Todos sabemos